Oh, tough day, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching the Cardboard Lifestyle and Cardboard Empire. What we do here is we discuss the cardboard behind-the-scenes life. And boy, do I got a good story for you all today. I got a great story for everybody today. So, I'm going to show you guys something. You ready? I'm going to show you guys something really cool. Fucking Beckett chair. Always wants to be in the video. I'm going to show you guys something. I think you guys will find this pretty cool. So this is pallet number 3 of 3. The patrons bought the first 2 pallets. They're gone. We had some truck problems. A truck broke down. We got delayed. Just showed up this morning. This is a 1994 Toyota Camry. I want to show you guys something. Can you guys still see that, or did I put it too far away? Good enough. You guys can see it. All right, good enough. So, first of all, for all of you very special people, they all contain a box stopper. I'm sorry. The joke just doesn't end. Rudy, do your boxes contain the box topper? Only the boxes in the United States contain the box topper. This is my 3rd Rudy Heavy Ball Sack journey together. So let me fill everybody in what happened. One distributor had an issue. A freight truck got screwed up. Disaster, went from bad to worse. Supposed to get it a week ago. Literally all kinds of disasters. They contacted me 6:37 a.m. this morning. I've been stressed all night dealing with damage control with patrons. We were only able to get like 600 of the, 1,000 orders or something out. And the last couple hundred patron orders got stuck. I couldn't ship it before release date last Friday. So they had a 2 business day delay. So we couldn't ship till today. So they had to wait 2 more business days. On that news, I had quite a bit of people get very angry with me, close their accounts, Rudy, F off, this and that. And, I offered them refunds and I canceled their orders, per their request. A lot of people didn't want to wait. They were very angry with me. And, well, because of that, I now have, someone do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's just call it 5 rows of 16 cases. So 5 times 16. And that's how many cases times 6 booster boxes. So it's going to be what? 400, 500 boxes? So the Rudy Heavy Ball Sack position continues. And everybody always asks, Rudy, why do you only have 4 left balls? Again, I tell you all the same joke I've told you every time. Because all the left balls, none of them are right. Anyways, so, this continues the journey of heavy bags. And I was going to run a second patron sale. And I was going to let people buy extra, and a lot of people said, Rudy, I don't care. I'll pay full market price. Can I just buy a case? I was thinking about the whole thing, and I was looking everything over, and everybody thinks Pokemon's in this bubble, and we're at the top. And, historically, bubbles are not predictable. And historically, if people think we're in a bubble, historically, we're not. The bull market will continue. If people feel we're at the peak of something, because bubbles pop, and bubbles, markets tilt because everybody thinks it's going to keep going. Not because everybody thinks it's the top. So, as I continue to get messages of Rudy, I've been doing what you said, and long-term buying. Sorry, I'm exhausted today, everybody. I've been going since like 6 a.m. I'm wiped out, man. I'm so tired. So, the stuff in the back is not Journey Together. That's older shit that nobody wants. That's 1,500 boxes of Mr. P, SVO2. That's SVO3. And the rest of it's on that side. You guys can't see, but you get the idea. We're trying to consolidate the pallets and stack them taller to save space. So I decided last minute to not run another patron sale for Journey Together because quite frankly, it wasn't very enjoyable. Too many emotions and I think I made the decision that honestly, most of this pallet was canceled orders from patrons, and I decided like everything else in life, we're gonna add this heavy sack of bags, and let them have friends. Humans are social creatures. They need to be around friends. Pokemon's the same way. A lonely Pokemon pallet deserves to have pallet friends. So, I think the most interesting thing in this is did people want to cancel because the price dropped $15 a box on TCG Player? And they felt the margin to flip was gone? Did people want to cancel because they were trying to immediately flip the singles real quick? What was the particular reason in the dynamic that makes someone say, oh, he's not going to ship my box on Friday, it's going to be Tuesday? And then what makes someone become so derailed that a 2 business day shift in natural just life events, that it is what it is, it's very fascinating to see the Pokemon market and the sheer volume of just the short-term emotion. And I find it really intriguing. I really do. And there's no secret to this stuff, okay? I mean, I've told you all, I don't have a tremendous passion for Pokemon. That's probably why I'm more successful at dealing, collecting, investing in Pokemon long term, because I don't have the desire that you guys have to rip Pokemon booster boxes. I don't really care. I don't view them the same way you guys do. I think that almost gives me an edge because it's literally just a business I'm a part of now for going on 20 years. And I think that actually makes me kind of unique in handling the product, because I view everything as, what should I do right now? What's the best course of action? And none of those questions I ask myself are based on, do I raise the capital? Do I need to raise money? Do I need to dump? Like, if you remove those questions from your thought process on how to navigate the chessboard, it's very interesting how you actually make decisions when you take out the I need cash variable. Like on this whole thing, I truly actually didn't expect really patrons or people to back out of orders. I've never had that happen on that scale, and I thought that was quite interesting. And I'm not sure if it's because people are just so agitated because of how expensive the new Pokemon is. I'm not sure if it's a combination of things. Maybe just flat out buyer's remorse, or maybe they found the box $5 cheaper somewhere, or $10 cheaper. I don't know. But it's interesting to me. I find all this stuff very puzzling. I find it very intriguing, and I'm very fascinated with it. I really enjoy studying the Pokemon market, even though at times I don't understand it, and at times I will not claim to understand it with you all. I don't claim on this channel to ever understand the single cards, the graded Pokemon market. Like, if you look at even like the graded card market, let's touch on that for a second. Originally with Premier Card Grading, our number one graded cards were Flesh and Blood. We had the biggest presence. We kind of own that market share. And to this date, we pretty much own the Flesh and Blood market share of card grading. Sorcery, we're also pretty close to that. But when it comes to like Pokemon and Magic, Magic's our weakest kind of impact on the market. We're working on changing that. We have some big projects in the works to really get our name into, kind of penetrate that market. And the YouTube Shorts and that campaign has made a huge difference. The amount of exposure and new orders using that whole Rudy's hair coupon code thing and having fun in the memes has really, like, it's been wow. Like, I'm really surprised, and I appreciate it, you guys, but it's been a really interesting thing. And then lately, in the last few months, the number one graded thing we've had is Pokemon cards. And it's very, very interesting. Just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys really realize this or not. So, at PremierCardGrading.com, PCG, like, people are like, Rudy, have you guys graded many cards? Like, you guys know the population report is already between like 100 and 200,000 cards we've graded, right? And we have another 50,000 cards that are manual entry that are not automatically merged into the population report, putting us at around 200,000 cards that we've already graded. Now, I know that's pennies, and that's just the tip compared to, the big boys and PSA and Beckett, which I would hope so. They've been doing it for way longer than a year or two with us. And it's like, I don't know if people realize that. And lately, it's been interesting to see the uptick of Pokemon grading. And like I said, I'm not going to pretend to you guys I understand why the single cards in Journey Together are so expensive. I'm not going to pretend like I understand, like, oh, here we go. We have some of the secret cards, the Illustrator cards are skyrocketing. That's going to push the box prices up. And, we see this happening with Paradox and Mr. P and SVO 2, 3, 4. Look, I'm not going to pretend like I understand the dynamics and the whales and people involved in the Pokemon single card market. But what's happening is there's a lot of money in it. And people have realized you can buy out Pokemon single cards and, grade hundreds of the same card, and you can flip them and make a lot of money as long as you're getting essentially 9 5s and 10s. It's pretty much gold label type stuff. And you can get big premiums. And I'm like, I look at this whole thing and I'm like, it's a really incredible marketplace that Pokemon has. And right now, the market is currently, you have one of the largest tug of wars ever happening in Pokemon that I've seen. And it's pretty much a tug of war between everybody loving Pokemon and everybody frustrated because they can't get it. And it's overpriced and, scalping and ripoff and, all the derogatory words you want to attach to it to make your point more aggressive, right? And I've been sitting back and just kind of watching everybody. And I actually watched some of the PokeTubers and everything. And I actually think most of the Pokemon YouTubers are actually pretty cool people. I really don't have anything negative to say. They all have good perspectives, and I think it was actually, I hate to say this, I'll be honest with you guys. I think the Pokemon YouTuber, like the Pokemon YouTube marketplace, influencers, I actually kind of think it's better than Magic. Like, there's some great Magic YouTubers, but man, there's a lot of good Pokemon YouTubers. And in the Magic world, you just gotta, I'm sorry, you have the game piece army of just dumbass fucking idiots in Magic. And you don't really have that game piece army mentality in the Pokemon market. It's a different type of individual. Now, the downside to Pokemon is a lot of those individuals are more aggressive. They get more angry. They use that scalping. If the prices go higher than what they think they should be, or they're being manipulated, or they see these crazy videos at Targets and Walmarts and the Costco's and the Amazon, and you see everybody doing these aggressive things, and it is you're always going to have people like that. But you can't watch a YouTube video of people running to Costco, pushing each other over, grabbing and running to the register. I think now they're limiting it finally. But you can't watch a short video like that. And they just use that as, oh man, I'm done with Pokemon. This is outrageous. I'm going to be back in a couple of years. Like, just because there's always dumbasses or idiots or Timmies in every marketplace, comic books, video games, movies, trading cards, and the, exotic cars and watches, and every industry is going to have, assholes and dumb people that ruin it for you. But you can't take these couple examples and use that as, I've been working so much, I'm sweating like crazy out here. You can't use these as examples to be angry at a hobby that you love. And that's why people are so jittery and aggressive, because people love Pokemon. The emotional attachment to their game, their cards, their allocation, their collection. People are incredibly passionate with Pokemon. And because of this, you see incredibly passionate, emotional, aggressive videos, responses. I hate so-and-so. I hate that. Did you see what that YouTuber said? We need to review bomb that LGS. We need to band together. We need to, ban, or, do we still ban? Or cancel culture. We need to cancel Rudy. Fuck, can we cancel Rudy? No, you can't cancel Rudy. There's nothing to cancel. Pretend to cancel Rudy. Rudy, he is the core epicenter of why the Walmart, Rudy's like head is hiding in the card aisle. You get the idea, everybody. I've seen so many of these things, so many market cycles over the last 10, 20 years. It's, people need to understand a few things. This channel is not going to be like watching other Pokemon YouTubers and other CCG people. I've been through so much shit, and I've seen the bottom. In the first 5 years I did this stuff, I was getting allocations of 3-4 cases, and I try to save one booster box for the future. You have to understand that the first 5 years of my 20 years of being in this industry and doing this stuff is, my cash flow was very bad. It was very, very difficult for me to save and invest and do things. 10 years ago when I started YouTube. There it is. 10 years I started YouTube. You got to remember, when I invested in like 150 boxes of Magic the Gathering Cons of Tarkir, that was like a big investment. When I made my video and I shared 150 boxes. And I look back at that now and I'm going, 150 boxes? The fuck is that, you piece of shit? That's like, what are you, a loser, Rudy? 150 boxes? That's like a rounding error. That's like a margin of error to Wizards of the West Coast Penis Club. It's funny how everything is relative. I remember when I first started carrying Weiss Schwartz, I'll order 2 cases. I'll open one for patrons, and I'll keep a case for the future. Everything's relative, okay? So, on this day that I finally got all the patron orders for Pokemon shipped, unfortunately, this is being filmed on Tuesday afternoon. All the trucks just picked up the mail. Everything's done. So, unfortunately, I made my patrons wait. Instead of shipping Thursday and Friday, we shipped Tuesday. So we made them wait an extra 2 business days. And that's never happened before. In the 10 years I've been doing this publicly with you guys, we've never had this happen. And it was definitely an interesting, eye-opening experience. So I hope, in conclusion, I think the lesson I want to give you guys on the going away message today is when I look at this palette, I think of all the lost patron souls that canceled their orders and got upset or maybe felt ripped off and bamboozled. And I'm going to remember that as we stare at the mini palettes of Journey Together that you and I will be looking at for the next 12, 24, and 36 months on this channel. We will randomly wheel out the palette of Journey Together of lost patron souls, exes, and ex-patrons' lives. And we will look at it and say, those boxes could have been shipped out, and what they could have become, or opened, or rip and ship. So, that's it. My conclusion to you all today, before we move on. I know this new Team Rocket thing, the bad guy set's coming out, and I know everyone's losing their mind. And I'm hearing rumors of pre-orders at $300 to $400 already. Oh, God. And, I definitely find the market a lot less enjoyable right now. I really enjoyed 1 to 2 years ago when I could get things like that. The Great Tower of Rudy's left ball sack. The more wrinkles, the older it is. Like when I look at that Great Tower back there, like I smile. It gives me a grin because I remember people begging me to take that. Rudy will give me an extra $2 off a box. And I miss those times because people were happier and they were calmer. Because there wasn't a lot of money to be made, so nobody really cared. But when you put massive margins and massive profit involved, everybody's fighting for everything. I had a patron send me a message saying, Rudy, I'm at Ace Hardware. They've got 1 case of Pokemon booster boxes at Ace Hardware. So I think every Ace Hardware in Home Depot is putting 1 booster box to the register. Like, it's crazy, man. Because there's so much money in Pokemon right now. It's skewed, it's distorted, and it's made everybody just see dollar signs or tendies. It's like the 2021 to the moon tendies. Everybody is so crazy with it. The sad reality of this situation is, for those of you asking, well, Rudy, what do I do? The sad reality is just because the box prices are higher doesn't mean the opportunity is not the same. And I'm sorry to tell you all, but even if you went on TCG Player right now and you bought a box of Journey Together, as of right now, the filming of this TCG Player is $235 now. It dropped about $15, $20. It's $235 plus tax. So right now you can buy a Journey Together for about $255 shipped per box. So a 2-box set for what, $5, $10 maybe. And I'll be honest with you guys, $255 or $265 shipped, or $255 with tax. Most of you have 8 to 10% sales tax. $255 shipped, even on full price on TCG Player, I don't think it's a bad price. The boxes are going to go over $300. And it's probably going to happen a lot quicker than everybody realizes. Yeah, there's going to be restocks. Yeah, I expect some reprint of some sort. But by the time that happens, if these boxes run to $300, $325, $350 a box, the reprint's going to knock it back down to what? Take off 20%, maybe it goes back to $300 a box. See, the problem is people are using price memory, and they're looking at Pokemon saying, well, Rudy, I don't want a starting point on TCG Player of $255 a box. That's too much money. And I refuse to be a patron because I don't like you. And that's respectable. That's respectable. I get that. But at the same time, I think you need to take your emotion out and say, hey, if you buy $255 from an LGS on TCG Player, I mean, do you really think in 12 months it's not going to be higher? Do you honestly think in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you think a Journey Together box in 5 years from now is going to be $255? Are you fucking crazy? Are you serious right now? Like Surging Sparks, what is it? 260, 270, 280, 300 a box now? Okay, even at $300, do you really think a set that good that's already been out now, and there's another set in front of it, do you really think Surging Sparks in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is going to be 300 a box? No. The problem is so many people only want to start at $100 a box. And the problem is it's very challenging for people to accept that that's not real anymore. You're in love with something that's not existing anymore. It's like having a conversation with one of your bros who's obsessed with an ex-wife or something. And it's very difficult for the human mind to accept that the entity, the person, the guy, the girl, the job, what you admire and what you desire and what you crave, well, it's not real anymore. You're picturing a person, place, or thing based on a certain time, a little dot on a timeline, and that timeline is in the rearview mirror. It doesn't exist. And right now, that's what people are struggling with. People are struggling with, how can I get into this at $255, Rudy, when I was buying boxes from you 2 years ago for $99 and $96 and getting cases of Paradox or, I don't know, Lost Origins, I don't know. And the answer to you is, you need to readjust your perspective because you're comparing different eras and different cycles of markets. And unfortunately, the person that's going to miss out and the person that's going to lose is you. You don't have to buy from me, but I do recommend you buy from any LGS or TCG Player person that has an LGS. And I think that's what people are struggling with. I think the older crowd who's been through Pokemon a little bit longer, they're struggling to accept the reality of what we're in because it's so surreal for people like me who've been in this for so long. I've been, Rudy's Pokemon bathroom from what, fucking 6, 8, 10 years ago? And, I'm known for that. And, so coming from someone who's seen a lot, I'm telling you all, it's a challenge for everybody right now. And that's why emotions are high. I encourage people to be nice to each other. Be respectful to the employees at LGSs all over the country. Be respectful to the online sellers. They're not evil people. Stop calling each other scalpers. Stop review bombing each other. Stop downvoting and attacking PokeTubers and different things. Like, what are you doing with your life? We all share the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. We love cards. My entire life is cardboard for fucking 20 years. Yes, Rudy's going to have a shit ton of stuff and he's going to be fucking crazy cardboard. Because if you do anything, all in, 40, 50, 60 hours a week for 20 years, you're probably going to be good at it. And you're probably going to build something crazy. But I encourage everyone, you'll find life works better when you're nice. And I'd like to see people in the Pokemon world nicer to other Pokemon YouTubers and LGSs, online sellers, and stop literally making videos attacking each other and bombing stores and acting like everyone's evil and bad people. Like, so what? It's not that big of a deal. If you don't like it, then just don't buy the product. But there's no reason to spread this much anger and hate to so many people when we all like the same thing. I've told you all for years and a decade on YouTube, I've told you guys this, is that, there's too much hatred. And the internet and social media knows that, and the AI and the algorithms know how to feed it to all of us. And we're all the same, and everybody just needs some mouth hugs. I'm telling you, everybody just needs a beautiful stepsister. Everybody needs some nice grilled steak tacos. And everyone just needs to realize we're all the same. You don't have to agree with everybody. You can hate things and love things, but life's a beautiful thing, man. And you're talking to a guy who's seen the tops and the bottoms. And, I'm a pretty good person to report it to you all because, again, I don't have a big passion for Pokemon. And I think that actually makes me more successful in the Pokemon market. That's all I have today. Hope you guys learned something. I'll release this video actually to try the same day, April 1st. I know April Fool's Day, but I don't really give a shit about all that. Just be aware coming up, everybody. The month of April is going to be very insane. We have some other smaller Pokemon sales coming up for patrons. We have the massive Magic the Gathering Tarkir set. I've got 5,000 play boxes Tarkir just to sell to you guys for $100, so $600 cases. I know you guys are blowing me up. Calm down. We're almost there. And we got collector boxes. We got commander deck sets. And yes, folks, the Weiss set of the Nikki girls. Giant, very healthy, curvy women with weapons in bikinis. It's the hottest Weiss Schwartz set of the year. We're a couple weeks away. It is coming. We'll talk about it more. I will offer it to you all. I'll take off a discount on to whatever TCG player is. I don't know. We'll take off $10, $15 a box. So if you want a case, you'll get $200 off, whatever. It's the same shit as always, but be aware. We got the hottest Weiss set of the year. We've got the crazy Magic Tarkir set. Unfortunately, bad news. The Foundation's play boxes and the Bloomborough play boxes. Wizards is still about, they said 2 to 4 weeks away before Foundation play boxes arrive. Disappointing. I was hoping to have them for April 1st. And we're apparently 6 to 8 weeks away before Bloomborough plays show up. I was really hoping to have those back for you guys with the 118 shipped. Fortunately, we got to wait a few more weeks. Sorry about that, everybody. It is what it is. That's all I have. Hope you guys have a beautiful day out there. We got some fun Flesh and Blood sets or sales coming up. Yes, 45 days. Flesh and Blood High Seas. We're launching the Gem Keeper Season 2 summer puzzle piece game. We have the exclusive promo with the new High Seas for the patrons. I know I'm a little scared about that launch because everybody knows now Flesh and Blood's print runs are different. Everyone's going crazy about it. Yeah, and we got a lot of cool Magic the Gathering sales coming up and fun things, and that's all. I hope this video helped you guys. This was a lot of fun. I feel like we had a good talk today, everybody. I feel like we had a good talk, you know? Someone still needs to take $1 million and do the biggest Magic the Gathering buyout of all time.